The words of Julius Malema have once again stirred strong reactions across South Africa, after he boldly stated that no sober judge would ever agree that a person who fires one bullet should be sentenced to 5 years in prison.
The power of the EFF, we prepare from all the fronts because we are fighting the enemy, and the enemy is white supremacists. We can tell you now, no sober judge will ever agree that a person shoot one bullet and then is sentenced for 5 years. It is because she has not read her own judgment to know that a reasonable, normal, presiding officer will never come to that determination. So, comrades, we are done with her. That's why when she said to me, you can leave now on a free bail, I looked at her and I said, bye-bye. Because I've seen her ugly face for too long. So I'm going, I will no longer appear before that ugly white face. I'm going to the highest court where they don't use emotions. They use the law. What does the law say? And apply the law. So we must not even look back. We're going forward. The campaigns of the EFF must continue business as usual. I told you when she found me guilty that I'm going to appeal until the highest court, until the constitutional court.
This statement comes at a time when emotions are already high and public trust in the justice system is being tested. For many people, this is not just about one case, but about fairness, consistency, and whether the law is being applied equally to everyone. As the leader of the economic freedom fighters, Malema's voice carries weight, and his remarks often shape public debate in powerful ways. To understand why this statement is causing such a strong reaction, it is important to look at the broader history of legal sentencing in South Africa. The country has long struggled with balancing justice and fairness, especially in cases involving weapons, violence, and political figures. Over the years, courts have tried to send a strong message against the use of firearms, particularly in a society where gun violence has had serious consequences. Judges often consider not just the act itself, but the intention, the context, and the potential danger to the public. This means that even a single bullet fired can sometimes carry a heavy sentence, depending on the situation. At the same time, there has always been debate about whether sentences are too harsh or too lenient. Some people believe that strict punishment is necessary to reduce crime and protect communities. Others argue that the justice system must also consider fairness and avoid excessive punishment, especially when the harm caused may not match the severity of the sentence. This tension is not new, and it continues to shape how people respond to high-profile cases today. Malema's statement taps directly into this ongoing debate. By saying that no sober judge would agree with such a sentence, he is not only questioning a specific legal outcome but also challenging the reasoning behind it. Supporters of his view argue that the punishment should fit the actual harm caused, and that firing one bullet, without causing serious injury or loss of life, should not lead to such a long prison term. They see this as an example of the law being applied too harshly, possibly influenced by politics or public pressure. However, critics strongly disagree with Malema's position. They argue that firing a gun is a serious act, regardless of how many bullets are used. From their perspective, the law must take a firm stand to discourage reckless behavior and ensure public safety. They also point out that judges do not make decisions based only on the number of bullets fired, but on the full context of the case. This includes whether the act put lives at risk, whether it was intentional, and whether it shows a disregard for the law. Legal experts have also weighed in on this issue, offering a more balanced view. Many explain that sentencing guidelines are designed to provide consistency, but judges still have discretion to consider the unique details of each case. This means that two cases that seem similar on the surface can result in very different outcomes, depending on the evidence presented in court. In this sense, the debate is not as simple as 1 bullet versus 5 years, but rather about how justice is interpreted and applied in complex situations. The public reaction has been mixed, with some people agreeing with Malema and others defending the courts. Social media has become a key space for this discussion, with many users sharing their opinions and personal experiences. Some feel that the justice system is too harsh on certain individuals, while others believe it is not strict enough when it comes to crime. This division reflects a deeper issue within society, where trust in institutions is often influenced by personal beliefs and experiences. Looking ahead, this controversy could have wider implications for both politics and the legal system. For Malema, statements like this reinforce his image as a leader who is willing to challenge authority and speak out against what he sees as injustice. For the courts, it highlights the importance of maintaining public confidence while also upholding the rule of law. If people begin to feel that sentences are unfair or inconsistent, it could weaken trust in the system as a whole. At the same time, this situation may also encourage more open discussion about how laws are applied and whether reforms are needed. It could lead to calls for clearer sentencing guidelines or greater transparency in how decisions are made. In a democratic society, such debates are not only normal but necessary, as they help ensure that the justice system continues to evolve and respond to the needs of the people. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the conversation is far from over. Whether you agree with Malema or not, his statement has sparked an important discussion about fairness, accountability, and the role of the courts. These are issues that affect everyone, and they deserve careful thought and open dialogue. If you found this analysis helpful and thought-provoking, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth discussions like this. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your voice matters in this conversation. Do you agree with Malema's statement, or do you think the courts are right to take a strict approach? Let's talk about it, and don't forget to like the video and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.